going on YouTube? It's Trucker Kennedy. Today I'm going to come at you with a sports edition of Trucker Kennedy. Today I want to talk about my favorite team, the Washington Redskins. It's a sad day to be a Washington Redskins fan. You know, from our season opener loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. In my opinion, the Washington Redskins fans, me being a lifelong fan, we have some of the worst fans probably in all of football. You know, they're so easy to play the blame game, and after one game they want to get rid of the coach, rid of the quarterback. You know, they want to get rid of all the players or whatever. You know, they want to play the blame game, and you know, the season's over, you know, after the first game, and you know, it's ridiculous, and I get a little sick and tired of it. I mean, I'm a Redskins fan, and I, you know, we've gone through a lot of seasons where, you know, we haven't won very much, or you know, we can't even seem like we can complete a pass or make a tackle or just cover somebody. You know, someone's always just wide open, running for an easy touchdown, or you know, our defense is in position and they're blitzing and the quarterback's right there, and they an easy sack, and you know, they get away, you know, they spin away and end up, you know, scrambling and then throwing a touchdown pass or something. You know, it's something ridiculous where it's like, damn man, we were right there. You know, it just plays like that you know, our players are in positions to make the plays. You know what I mean? Like, it's the first game of the season. Yes, these may come off as excuses, but it's the first game of the season. You know, we know that a lot of these players didn't play much. You know, a lot of the starters didn't play much in the preseason. You know, so, you know, conditioning, you know, just getting in game shape, and mentally, physically, all that. You know, getting in sync with the new teammates. You know, just coming together as a team. You know, may not you know, go perfectly week one of the season. It does suck. It's very disappointing. It seems like it's the same old as a Washington Redskins fan. You know, year after year we're dealing with just, yeah, I don't know, just poor circumstances, whether it's a bad call on the field, or, you know, where a fumble was, you know, it was, to me, it was pretty easily seen as a forward pass that, you know, the ball came out, whipped out of his hand, and if you look at it closely, the Philadelphia Eagles lineman who hit Kirk Cousins actually didn't even hit the ball. Kirk Cousins threw the ball, and then the defender hit Kirk Cousins' hand. It just happened so quickly, and like almost simultaneously, and they called it on the field a fumble. So, I mean, it didn't really matter. You know, I think if they would have got a touchdown on that drive, obviously they would have took the lead and probably won the game. But there was things happening in that game where it shouldn't have came down to that, and I think that's where, as a fan, I'm more frustrated. I'm more frustrated with the lack of you know, just looking like a professional football team. You know what I mean? Like, just, you know, the lack of being in sync, the lack of just, you know, playing good football. You know, if, you know, everybody's getting on Kirk Cousins for, you know, overthrowing or you know, like, I don't know, getting, you know, fumbles or whatever, you know what I mean? I mean, I understand, and I hate that too as a fan, but, you know, the thing I see that Kirk Cousins was doing all game yesterday, he was consistently throwing the ball high. You know, he was floating the ball a little bit too much, and it was just sailing on him. You know, it's the first game of the season, he needs to get the ball down, especially when you're throwing the freaking Crowder, who is like, I don't know how tall he is. I think he's like 5'10". He's short. He might be shorter than that. You know, there's really no excuse to overthrow him. He needs to get better at, obviously, ball security, you know, not turning it over. He needs to get better at when the play breaks down. I mean, he did scramble a few times yesterday, put his head down and get first downs on like 6-7 yard scrambles. you know, undesigned plays where the play broke down. He managed to escape the pocket and pick up the first down. You know, he didn't slide feet first, and he went head first into it. You know, showing his toughness to get the first down. You know, no, we don't want our quarterback taking those kinds of hits, because if he does that all season, you know, he might not last the entire season. But for whatever, you know, he's been hit really hard the last few years, and he's must be a pretty tough dude, because he always gets up and is ready to play. But it only takes, you know, one hit to knock a quarterback or any type of player out of the game and potentially, you know, ruin their career. So the least amount of hits he takes, the better off we're going to be. The offensive line, I mean, did not look good at all. We couldn't run the ball, you know, which put us in second down and 10s, second down and 9s, which, you know, so we end up throwing the ball every single play. I don't know if Jay Gruden is the head coach is an excellent play caller. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's still, I guess time will tell, you know. But I think, you know, they definitely need to run the ball, and I don't understand why they stopped using Chris Thompson you know, in the second half like they were towards the, you know, the end of the first half, where, you know, they scored right before the half was over. And Chris Thompson freaking was, to me, the only player on the Redskins that was actually making plays. You know, but they don't use him. You know, it seems like they find a player that's making plays, you know, but then they don't go back to him. They just abandon what's working or what has worked, and they try to go to something else. You know what I mean? Like, the thing that I don't hate about the Redskins is that, you know, they always got to change stuff. You know, stick with what is working. If it worked to get you down there, try it again. Exploit the mismatch. You know, if he's lined up or matched up on a freaking linebacker, that's a mismatch. He's too quick. If he gets the ball in his hands, you know, he can make people miss. You know what I mean? He can get in the end zone. He's a football player. You can tell that, you know, when he has the ball in his hands. Another thing, Jamison Crowder should not be returning freaking punts. Like, I understand he ran a touchdown back last year, whatever, but freaking he muffed the first one, so he fumbled it, gave the ball back to the defense, and then the rest of them he's freaking catching, he's making fair catches when there's, you know, no defender near him within 5 to 10 yards, because he's scared he's gonna freaking fumble the football or something. And then he takes a fair catch on the freaking like 4-yard line, and then he lets it go when the defender's right next to him, and they get it on the 1-yard line. Like, dude, you're a freaking idiot. Like, you need to catch that ball on like the 7 or whatever yard line it was. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that, you know, the rule is like if it's beyond like the 10-yard line, you let it go in the end zone. But I mean, the freaking defender was right next to him. You know what I mean? He looked, the defender was right there. Caught the fair catch, make the catch, you know, or at least block the freaking guy so the ball goes in the end zone. You know, don't freaking call a fair catch, get out of the way at the last minute. There's a defender right next to you, and then let them down it on the 1-yard line. That's ridiculous. So just there's a pretty big frustration by all fans, and it's not just one person to point the finger at. It's freaking the whole entire team. I mean, between Terrell Pryor freaking dropping freaking easy passes right in the basket. I mean, how do you? There was a freaking like 60-yard freaking touchdown throw that got called back on holding, but freaking Terrell Pryor dropped it in the end zone anyway. Perfect throw. I mean, that throw couldn't have been any better. He freaking dropped it. You know, and then they're backed up on the goal line from that punt on the 1-yard line. In the first play, they freaking threw looked like a slant to Terrell Pryor on first down. Freaking had 11 yards it would have had. And he freaking dropped it. You know, that would have got him off the goal line. They would have been rolling. You know, the thing about the Redskins is that when one bad thing happens, it seems like they can't overcome it. It's a snowball effect. It just keeps happening and happening, and then the confidence goes down, and then they can't get back in the freaking groove. You know what I mean? It's like once they get off track, they can't get back on track. You know what I mean? They can't just put it behind them and stay together as a team and still get the job done. You know what I mean? They give up. It looks like they give up. You know what I mean? And you know, as a fan, it's like you can see it. You know, they're giving up. You know what I mean? They're not. You know, it's like they give all their effort on one play, and if that doesn't work, you know, they give up a huge play, and then that's it. You know what I mean? There's no coming back from that. They can't.
Turn left on Zachary Taylor Highway, US 522.
So you know, I feel like it's just, I don't know what it is, but they got to get it together. It's the first game of the season. I don't believe it's time to panic. I think it's time to come together as a team. There was many plays left out on the field that if, you know, they just caught the ball or they made the tackle, you know, the game would have been different, you know. But that's every team, I guess. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. To me, it would be worse if you know, they were just catching the ball and there was no one near them. You know what I mean? If someone misses a tackle, that is a big deal. But the dude was there. You know what I mean? The dude was there to make the tackle. You know, so that means they called the right defensive play. The player just didn't make the tackle. You know, he hit him, bounced off him, whatever. You know, he missed the tackle. It's not like the game plan was ridiculous and they, you know, they didn't know what they were doing. No, the players were right there. They were right there to make the sack. They were right there to make the tackles. You know, freaking Josh Norman was right there to make the interception. Freaking almost had it a couple times. You know what I mean? Just we can't seem to hold on to him. You know what I mean? I mean, yes, Ryan Kerrigan got a freaking interception, took it back to the house. He's done that, you know, a few times in the past. You know, but it's like, you know, you think you get a pick six, you know, with your defense, you think your offense can give you more than freaking 10 points in a whole entire game. You know, we get down in the red zone and freaking Kirk Cousins overthrows freaking James Crowder in the end zone, you know, and I don't even know.
Turn left on Zachary Taylor Highway, US 522.
You know what I mean? That was an all-out blitz by the Eagles. It was an all-out blitz on the goal line, and what does Kirk Cousins do? He throws it to an interception. You know what I mean? That was a horrible decision, a horrible throw. And
turn left on Zachary Taylor Highway, US 522.
We don't have a good enough defense to overcome, you know, constantly turning the ball over or turning the ball over on the freaking 10-yard line. Like, we don't have the defense for that. You know what I mean? When we're in the red zone, we cannot turn it over. We at least got to get a freaking field goal every time, at the very least. Which we really need to get touchdowns, because that was our problem last year. We can get to the red zone, we just couldn't freaking put it in the end zone. Why can't we do that? It's because we don't run the ball. We don't have a running game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand, man. And we got Trent Williams, who makes the Pro Bowl every year, which I don't understand how you can make a Pro Bowl, you know, when you don't have a 1,000-yard rusher. I don't really understand that. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I think if you're going to make a Pro Bowl, your team probably should have, you know, a good season. You know what I mean? They probably should win games more than they lose them, but whatever. I mean, he is good, but, you know, to make a Pro Bowl, I think you should be on a winning team. That's just my opinion about Pro Bowl. I think it's a joke. But anyways, you know, just they can't run the ball. You know what I mean? They can't freaking, you know, make a tackle. You know what I mean? Like, they just seem like they're slow. It seems like they're you know, they're like a couple of steps behind making the play. They're right there to make a play. They're just slow reacting. They don't read it's like they don't read the offense to make a play. They're just reacting to what they're doing instead of reading it and breaking and making a play. You know what I mean? Like, there's a step behind and they seem like they're slow. I mean, the defensive ends, I mean, you can almost fake the defensive ends out every play, because all they're doing is crash into the quarterback. And if they just did the read option every play like freaking Seattle does, you know, the quarterback keeps it, they're going to get 5 to 10 yards every play. You know, because they're going to go for the quarterback or you know, or the fake. They're going to go for the fake like every time. You know, because they're crashing in so hard because they're undersized and they got to use speed to get to the quarterback instead of power. You know, so they're always coming in super hard, so they can't, you know, they're going so hard at, you know, whatever they're going for. If they're going for the quarterback or they're going for the running back off the line, they can't change their mind after that, you know, and make the play. The person, you know, if they make the fake and the other person has the ball, that person's already gone. They can't change directions and get that guy fast enough because they put so much effort into getting the person they decided before the ball even was snapped. You know, I'm rushing the passer this play, regardless. I don't care if he gives the ball to the running back, I'm going after the passer. Well, they give it to the running back, and they faked out the defensive end, and they got a freaking easy first down. You know? It is frustrating. It's very frustrating. I don't feel that it was, you know, I don't think it's all on Kirk Cousins. I feel like a lot of it is the overthrows. You know, he was overthrowing them all game, even though passes that were completed were high. You know, we can't have, our team can't afford drops. We can't afford fumbling the ball. We can't afford turning it over in the red zone. You know, we can't afford muffing punts. We can't afford freaking calling fair catches and allowing the ball to get nailed down on the 1 yard line. We can't afford that. You know what I mean?
2 miles. Turn right on East 1st Street. US 522.
Like we had the worst field position all game. All game we had horrible field position. We played the field position and the time clock management horribly. Probably one of the worst teams in the league. You know, being efficient as far as you know, field position and time management. We are the worst. I don't know if there's a worse one, but it's been pretty bad for a while. We can't score in the red zone. We can't convert third downs. We can't stop anybody on third downs. We can stop on first. We can get a freaking 15-yard loss on first down, and then we can stop them again on second down, and still it'd be 3rd and 25 or 3rd and whatever. And I'm telling you, man, 8 out of 10 times, I'm like, man, we're not gonna stop them. They're gonna play their prevent stupid defense. They're gonna back off. And then the other team, Eagles, whoever it is, Dallas, Giants, whoever it is gonna throw a freaking little screen pass. The Redskins are gonna back off in their nickel stupid defense, and they're gonna give up 25, 30 yards, and they're gonna get a freaking first down on freaking 3rd and 30. You know, there's no down that's safe with the Redskins defense. None. It doesn't matter how good they did the plays before. How good they did the plays before. I don't know what the deal is. You know, they need to make a big play on 3rd down. Stop the conversion.
East 1st Street, US 522, and then turn left at 400 feet.
It's always like we're guessing. You know, we're guessing what they're gonna do, and we're never, you know. I feel like we never just have a team figured out. We just, you know, we just demolish them, you know what I mean? And just put them away. And, you know, I guess it doesn't work that way for us, you know what I mean? It's like you go watch the Redskins, you don't even know what their game plan was, you know what I mean? Like, they don't, you know, maybe the game plan is just throwing the ball 45 times, which is not going to work. You know what I mean? Kirk Cousins is a good...
900 feet, turn right on East 1st Street, US 522, and then turn left at 400 feet.
Kirk Cousins is a great quarterback, but he's not a quarterback that needs to be throwing the ball 45 times a game. That's not, he doesn't need to be doing it. I think we need to throw the ball like 25 times a game, max. You know, I think that's what we need to be doing. We need to run the ball. We need to control the clock. We need to keep our defense off the field. Get them some rest. You know, don't have, you know what I mean? Like, just manage the clock. Like, I don't. I don't understand. You know, I can watch the Redskins and almost pick what play they're going to do. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to freaking try to, if they try a home run, they're going to freaking, on first down, there's a guarantee they're going to run the ball straight up the middle on second down. And the defense knows it's coming. I know it's coming. Everybody knows it's coming. And they get -2 yards. You know? It's like, try to make the other team guess what you're doing. Don't always be so predictable. You know?
Continue on this road for 6 miles.
hopefully they get together. It's only week 1. You know, it just, you know, it's hard being a Redskins fan. The past 10 years, 20 years, between all the losing seasons, all the quarterback changes, all the coaching changes, you know, all just, you know, it's like, man, we just need to get together. You know, our draft picks haven't been the best. You know, we have a few good draft picks, and you know, but for the most part, it's like, you know, we can't get a complete team together all at one time. You know, it's like we have good players here and there, but we can't have them all together. You know what I mean? So hopefully we get it turned around going on week 2. I can't even remember who we play. I don't think it matters. You know what I mean? We just got, if we play as a team and we play, you know, I don't feel I've watched a game where they played their best. You know what I mean? Like, they had a game where everything clicked, that they were on it. You know, they didn't make, you know, any crazy mental mistakes or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't feel they've played any game like that where it was freaking, you know, they were feeling it and they're just running away with it, and you know what I mean? We're playing with confidence. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we just gotta play confident, play mean. Like, you know, I just want to get back to smash mouth football. You know what I mean? Just freaking on, you know, offense, defense, whatever. You know what I mean? Just freaking lay them out. You know what I mean? Like, just, man, we miss Sean Taylor on defense. That's a fact, man. It's like we haven't had a player like Sean Taylor, and I don't know if we ever will, man. Like, the dude was an animal. You know, when you may got a 10-yard game, but he's gonna smash you, man. And you're gonna thinking you might not freaking get back up. You know what I mean? Like, he made people scared to come in the middle. You know what I mean? Like, he would crush the people, man. I miss Sean Taylor. We need him. We need a player like him. We need somebody to step up, man. I feel like we need a bigger safety, man. I want like a freaking Chandler, you know, with the Seahawks. We need him, man. Cam Chandler, we need him. Like, somebody to stop the run, lay out the freaking receivers when they catch it. You know what I mean? All right, well, that's my Redskins rant. You know, not the end of the world. You know, there's another game next week. Hopefully, turn it around, and we can start this season off. You know, we can correct our mistakes, and we can get it turned around week 2, and carry that on the rest of the season. That's my thoughts on the Redskins' performance week 1, and let's see if they can't turn it around week 2. Trucker Kennedy, thanks for watching. Later.